They leak oil, rattle like an old kettle, and drive like a recovering addict. And yet old Land Rovers refuse to die. From the dusty tracks of Africa to the frozen Arctic tundra, these machines just keep going. But why? What makes a decades-old Land Rover outlast modern vehicles that cost 10 times as much? Today, we're going to break it down. The engineering, the culture, the stories that explain why these legends simply will not quit. To understand why old Land Rovers keep going, we need to start in 1948. Post-war Britain was rebuilding.
Here's a car that's been described as Britain's answer to the Jeep. It's called the Land Rover. And
Steel was rationed, aluminium was plentiful, and the world was crying out for a tough, versatile utility vehicle. What they created was not a beauty queen. It was a boxy, simple, and utterly rugged 4x4, built not for speed, but survival. Its agricultural roots meant it was designed to be maintained by farmers with nothing more than a basic toolkit, and that simplicity is still key to its longevity today. Especially the series and early Defenders are mechanical time capsules. There's no complex electronics, no fragile computer modules. Instead, everything is mechanical, linkages, levers, cables that can be fixed with a hammer and spanner. The engines, slow by modern standards, but built for torque and reliability. Many were over-engineered to run on poor quality fuels in remote regions. And then there's the aluminium bodywork. Unlike steel-bodied vehicles, these don't rust away into dust, like the chassis, which will definitely need attention. But the body panels will last for decades. In other words, the fewer things that can go wrong, the fewer things that will. One of the great secrets to Land Rover's longevity are its modular designs. This means if one part fails, you can easily swap it out without scrapping a whole section. The chassis, bulkhead, axles, engine, gearbox and body panels are all separate pieces. It can all be unbolted and removed. It's not unusual to see a Land Rover with a replacement chassis, a newer engine, or panels from 3 different decades and still working daily. If you want a vehicle to last forever, you need parts, and Land Rover have parts. The aftermarket is huge. You can order almost every nut, bolt, body panel brand new today, even for 50-year-old plus models. And if you're somewhere remote, chances are there's a local mechanic who knows how to fix one. From African bush mechanics welding suspension with scrap metal to Arctic explorers carrying spare axles in the back, the ability to repair anywhere keeps these vehicles moving long after others would be abandoned. Old Land Rovers were built to work. They carried soldiers, doctors, explorers and farmers through terrain where breakdowns could mean life or death. They weren't babied, they were overloaded, driven into rivers and bounced across deserts, and they still kept going. It was part of the testing. Land Rover knew these vehicles would face extreme use, so they made them strong enough to handle it. The final reason old Land Rovers keep going: the people. Land Rover ownership isn't just about the machine, it's the culture. Owners from tight-knit communities sharing tools, parts and knowledge. There's pride in keeping a 50-year-old vehicle running. That passion means that even when a Land Rover could be scrapped, it's more likely to be restored, rebuilt or reimagined. Don't get me wrong, modern vehicles are faster, quieter, more comfortable and far more fuel efficient. Land Rovers are the complete opposite. They're slow, they're noisy, they're uncomfortable and guzzle fuel. But you can fix them up anywhere and they'll keep on going with the right care. That's why you'll still find them climbing mountains, crossing deserts and bringing their owners home no matter how far they've gone. If you've owned or dreamt of owning an old Land Rover, let me know in the comments what you'd do with yours. And if you've enjoyed this story, hit subscribe for more adventures, history and legends from the world of off-road travel.